One love, one aim, one destiny. Hey, what's today's reminder? Well, I'm here to remind you to take care of your children's mouth. hmm Your children's mouth is your mouth. And that is what I taught my children when they were coming up. That their teeth, oh, they're my teeth. They're not their teeth until they reach 13 years old, then they're theirs. Because other than that, I would have to pay for all their dental bills. So they're my teeth. And they're going to brush them and they're going to be able to do as I say with those dental habits. And I made certain I stood over my children and taught them how to brush their mouth, not just their teeth. You had to brush your gums and your tongue too. Oh, yeah. I was like, I guess you could say, I hate to say it, but my children say it. I was like a military mom. Even when it came down to them making their bed, and I say, okay, go make your bed. And I would say, did you make it? They say, yes. I say, okay, now prove it. They had to bring me into the room and show me that they actually did it. Mm-hmm. Because you might have did it, but you might have not done it right. You might have just did it to get it done because I asked you to do it and you didn't really want to do it, so you just did it anyhow. And I always ask my children, did you put your name on it? Because anything you do, you should be willing to sign off on it and say, I did it. So today, I remind you, you don't have to be so military, but you also need to know that your children's mouth is really your mouth because they're not responsible for themselves really until the age of 13. Then their sins are on them. But until then, it's on you. So it's on you to make sure that you take care of their mouth because their mouth is the first line of defense. Everything in the world comes through your mouth, and everything that you get comes through your mouth. I don't have to elaborate now, do I? Because, all right, well, I will. Some people may not get that. I have to remind myself sometimes, I say things and people don't understand what I'm saying. So, what I'm saying is that when you ask for something, because you have to ask, and when you ask, right, it shall be given, you shall receive. And when you want to be nourished, you have to put something in your mouth. So, your mouth, okay, is crucial. Crucial. And all the time, your mouth should be in a healthy state because your mouth and your teeth have roots, okay? So your teeth have roots, and those roots, okay, are nerves. And let's just look at the tree again, once again, as I talked about. The tree and its roots and your lungs, okay? How you breathe, your cranial nerves. So your teeth have nerves, roots. So those roots and those nerves connect to your organs too. So when you lose a tooth or like how can I say, you get a cavity in a tooth and it has to be filled, that part of you is affected. But we were never taught that, of course. And so we have to be retaught now. So I'm just going to remind you that your children's mouth is your mouth. And you have to make certain that, well, once again, I told my children that if they didn't take care of their mouth, the EBGBs was going to get them. And what that meant was that your soldiers would be overtaken because in your body, there's always a battle going on. That if you don't make certain that what you put in your mouth is golden, meaning that it's really worth something, you have to know that those EBGBs will take over. And so when you put lead in your children's mouth, well, lead is heavy. And you want your children to be heavy? I don't think so. No. No. See, heavy is a slang. But lead, okay, if you heavy, you get weighed down with disease. And that is why they have lead okay, removed out of the water in your pipes when you have an old house, because lead is heavy and it makes you also heavy, meaning dense or dumb or dim. It just makes it where you're not so bright. Brilliance. So gold is shiny and gold is light. So if you want to help your children, if they have lost their baby teeth and they're getting adult teeth and they need to have them filled with something, you must fill them with gold. You see, when I see young people and they say, I want a shiny tooth, well, I didn't do this on purpose. This was my daddy. You know, he's from Panama, okay? And he said that when you're from Panama, you know, you get a gold tooth. Now, I wasn't born there, but regardless, that is what he said. And he was my daddy. And it comes just like, I forget the man's name is Kiyosaki, but he had a rich dad and a poor dad, and I had two as well. And the one that said to me, you getting gold in your mouth at 15, he brought some man, and the man put this gold on my good tooth. But when I go to a dentist, the dentist always calling up the head chief to come and look at this gold in my mouth. And they ask him, well, who did that? And I'm like, well, some man. They can't believe how perfect it is. But because we are the ones who created the world, and we need to speak it once again. Our ancestors are brilliant, and we are the ancestors. So we need to behave as the ancestors. Brilliant. We have that. Oh, you heard that ding? I love it. That you see that? That ding was the ancestors agreeing and giving confirmation that we have the emerald tablets in our head, as long as we don't put lead in our children's head and take the lead out of ours too. So you want to put gold, and you want to use oral probiotics and make certain that you know that the foods that you put in your child's mouth also do not do harm to their teeth. All this crunchy stuff too. Okay? Sometimes it's just good to eat something easy on the digestive system. We weren't taught these things, so I'm here to remind you, no excuses. Because your children depend on you. They don't know these things, but now you do. So you make sure that you brush your children's mouth, their cheeks, their gums, because that means that you're stimulating blood supply to be in the mouth when you're brushing the gums with a soft toothbrush, preferably a quantum toothbrush. And using products like baking soda, charcoal, neem, and the oral probiotics. I brush my teeth with them. So my teeth, I went through it, and I'm still going through it, but I don't want my children to go through what I have already gone through. This is called experience teaching now. And it's good, because now that I walked in the poop, you don't have to walk in the poop too. I can tell you how to cross over because it's there. And it hasn't been moved out of the way. So you can step in it too, if I don't tell you. But now you've been told. You've been what they call served. No excuses. None. Okay? So make sure you know. Let's do a recap. Make sure you know that your children's mouth is your mouth. Okay? And that you brush their mouth, or you stand over them and watch them brush their mouth for 15 minutes. Yes, I did say 15 minutes, because you got to brush the gums to stimulate them, because they need to stay healthy. And you need to brush in between the teeth, make sure. And you need to brush the cheek, and the tongue. So you're brushing the mouth, not just the teeth. You want to kill all the unfriendly bacteria in the mouth. You got to take them EBGBs out and give your soldiers something to work with. Because everything that comes in that mouth, if it gets past your soldiers, well, it's going right into the body. And that's how the body gets sick because everything that is in the world comes through your mouth and everything comes out. I did say that, right? Already? I hope so. I hope you're getting it. Because the mouth is the crucial part of your body. You can't live without it. Well, you could, but you wouldn't have a very good life. You get to be on tubes. So, with that being shared, no excuses. Take care of your little one's mouth and stop telling them, go and brush your teeth. They don't know how to do it properly, probably and properly because you didn't. And so this is what I want you to know, parents. That's your mouth until they reach 13. It's your teeth, your responsibility, and you will pay for their problems if you don't take care of your teeth, which is supposedly their teeth. But then you don't want them to have to pay the price, okay? So, meaning that you may pay the money, but the pain will be theirs. So you work together with your children, okay? All right? After 13, it's on them. So if you're 13 and over and you happen to see this video, it's on you now. As long as your parents did what they were supposed to do. Because so many now are doing damage to their teeth by smoking and just vice. Because that's the other thing. Let me just say this quickly. The thing about having adult teeth, it means that now, just like that word adult, it's simply saying that I'm an adult. I'm legal to do vice. I can eat what I want to eat. I can drink what I want to drink. I can smoke what I want to smoke. I can sex who I want to sex. So what's the big deal about being an adult? Really and truly. It just means you're legal to do vice. Teach your children to be adept and to be a devotee. Become devoted to your health. And then you will have wealth. And your children are your wealth. So that little mouth is yours for now. Take care of it. Okay? No excuses. Because you have been served. By who? Honor to Nana Baruku. She loves the children.